Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. What we're going to be doing for the next, I don't know, weekish or so is a little deep dive into this man, Stork. So right now, like right this moment as I'm casting this, which is, I believe, like one day before it's posted, or two, yeah, anyways, right at this moment, we have Flash in unbelievable shape. Okay, right now, guys, honestly, Flash is the best player in the world. I mean, I guess you could make an argument that the ASL champion or finalists are the best, but realistically, like right now, if you watch the actual games being played in their pro leagues and stuff on Soup, formerly known as Afrika TV, Flash is god tier again. Okay. Also, if you watched ASL, Bisu got top 4 in ASL in unbelievable shape. Very, very close match. He could have gone to that finals, and who knows. And then you have Jaedong, who isn't delivering in ASL, even though he was like the third best Zerg in 3 of the last 4 seasons. He was like a top 3 Zerg finisher. If you look outside of that, how he's playing on stream, how he's playing in some other tournaments, Jaedong is god tier right now. He's so unbelievably good that if he won in ASL, it wouldn't be surprising, okay? So our big 3 guys from the peak of StarCraft, Jaedong, Flash, and Bisu, are all in unbelievably good shape right now. Stork is still making every ASL, but he hasn't been like doing super well in ASL. Well, I'm here to tell you, Stork's in very good shape right now. We did see him play that game against Flash lately, and he actually won that, which was really impressive and good. But Stork is in really good shape right now, and he's super active. He is playing a ton of games at the moment, a ton of ladder. So I think it's a great time to give him a little deep dive and see. You know, it's going to be a few months before the next ASL, but maybe he can get himself ready where he's one of these contenders. We've seen more and more people actually kind of rededicating themselves to StarCraft 1 lately. Like, not just being streamers trying to get a paycheck, but like Bisu taking tons of time off of streaming to try to get up to a great level. And obviously that's paying off as he was one of the best players this season. You know, Jaedong really, really committing as well. And now it feels like Stork is doing something similar. We saw that with Ample, right? Ample really upped his level in the past several months. We saw it with Speed. Like, people are seriously trying to get themselves to these big, big new levels. So anyways, yeah, it's a Stork deep dive. We're here on Dominator, yet another Dominator PvT. Dominator, just no one vetoes it. It's a good map. What can I say? Okay, the guy he's against, Made. Okay, also known as Wiko Obama. Made has been at the top of the ladder for a few weeks. He oftentimes is really, really high on the ladder, but he's been ranked 1 or 2 for a few weeks right now. He's been doing really, really well. He's super active. You know, another guy trying to change his stars, trying to become one of these, you know, top guys. So, should be fun because Made, okay, like, I honestly can't tell you what style he plays. Like, I've actually cast a good amount of his games, but nothing stands out where I'm like, this is what I think about Made. And normally that's the case, so I'm a little bit confused. Okay, really good block there by Made. Yeah, and he did go third depot. Okay, good. But yeah, this very good defense here so far. Stork being a little bit wasteful. Okay, he gets the SCV. Not the end of the world, but he's going to lose the Goon. So, like, yeah, he's going to get the Vulture maybe? Oh! Okay, he does get the Vulture, and now you can actually get the Marines too. That's funny. Okay, and actually no command center started yet. Oh, no Nexus started yet either. No Marine in the bunker. Damn, if he went up and checked, that could have been actually really gross for Made. Okay, kind of a funny opener there. But at the end of the day, they both get their Nexus and Command Center started right around the same time. Overall, I would definitely give Stork a little advantage here in the early game. And in fact, Made has to send some more SCVs up, and that will slow his Command Center additionally a little bit. Another Goon coming out. You know, he killed the Vulture. He knows there's no Vulture on the map. So you can actually put heavy pressure onto this. Does he have a fourth goon? Yeah, he has a fourth goon on the way. Robo coming up. This is actually not a terrible situation for him to heavily pressure the bunker. You know, there's not many Marines in there. He has to assume that. There's no mines on the map. So he doesn't have to be afraid. He can always retreat. And once you get 4 goons, it's really hard to hold it with tanks. But he gets a second tank, so Mage should be fine here. Come on, bring up your second tank. He's trying to hide the second tank. That's kind of interesting. And yeah, I think Stork just saw the second tank and he's just going to run back. So what this looks like from Stork's point of view is there's going to probably be a little counter pressure coming up. So I think he's just getting into position for that. Additional gateway on the way, so maybe 2-gate observer. That's what it looks like at the moment. Made, not really moving out at the moment. Just sending out his vulture. Oh, that's interesting. Not how I anticipated this game going. Second factory as well as speed, so he's going to sit on 2 tanks and go into vultures with speed now. Okay. You know, sometimes you're forced into these tanks by some good pressure from Protoss early on. The problem is that it's a lot harder to slow anything now with the vultures, but it looks like he should be able to. Stork, I think that this was definitely a bit of a mistake from Stork, is he should have had a Dragoon up here. There was no reason for him not to send 1 Dragoon over to this side, I think. Even though it looked like a pressure was coming, if this goon was even like here, he could have prevented that mine. And this can come back very quickly as well. So maybe a little mistake there. But it's not, I don't think it'll cost him big. Like, it's definitely going to slow his Nexus a little bit, I'd say, but not too much more than that. Now, Observer popping out. Shuttle is on the way, which means we'll see the Reaver support bay come up shortly. Looking down at Maid's side of the map, he did end up making a 3rd tank and looks like he wants to move out a little bit. I think the timing for this doing anything is non-existent. There's already 8 goons out. Like, generally, like, in general, 3 tank move-outs aren't as popular. Actually, they've come back into strength a little bit because they went so far out of strength. Because it's hard to hit these and not have your opponent have enough goons to one-shot. So once you have 8 goons, you can one-volley a tank. And, like, let's say you're trying to push up here and he has 8 goons and he just one-volleys a tank. It's like, oh, well, suddenly a third of your tank damage is gone, and then he 1 or 2 volleys the second tank, and it's like, okay, the push is over. So, Maid trying to get up here. Good micro from Stork pulling back, has that observer. And as Maid sees how much is there, he just kind of turns around a little bit. He could turn and fight here, just because he had those mines up, but no. Decides to turn around all the way. He does have Vulture speed, so maybe going to look for an entrance, but Stork has everything closed up. Shuttle speed on the way. Reaver coming up. 3rd Nexus is being made. Vultures rotating around looking for what they can. No missile turrets in that main base as of yet, but Armory is up and spinning, so that's good for Maid. And yeah, 2 Zealots as well as the Reaver. Let's see what Stork gets done with this. I'm actually very interested to see, because he's getting shuttle speed, right? What tech will he go into after this? Because Stork is probably the #1 carrier guy in this matchup. And, you know, as we've been talking about a lot lately in TVPs, carriers have kind of re-entered the metagame a little bit. I don't know how long they're going to stay. But that could, you know, normally you don't go shuttle speed into carriers. Shuttle speed generally plays better with going into High Templars. Because you really want, you know, the speed shuttles for harassment, you know, the heavy shuttle style, basically, that's been so popular for years. And, of course, Stork can play any style. Okay, now, the Reaver coming out. Going to get a little bit of damage. As you can see, no missile turrets here. Maid has tried to go into Goliath defense a little bit. He does have, like, a couple missile turrets on the sides, which is normal when you go Goliath defense. Ooh. I'm surprised he doesn't... Yeah, I was going to say, he should just drop the Reaver out. You can definitely get some good shots here. Another Goliath coming in. Trying to target that a little bit. And he gets it. That was actually good. I think that was overall good. Like, it's not a Snow Reaver, but he delayed a lot of mining time. He killed a few units here and there. He slowed down that Academy. Everything looking pretty good for Stork. Adding additional gates now. Looks like he's going up to 6 gates at the moment. The 6 gates plus Reaver production is very, very comfortable. Generally, people go 8 right now. 8 has kind of been zoomed in as the best choice. Reaver harassment going to continue. Gets a couple vultures there. Very nice. May just kind of hemorrhaging units a little bit. 4th Nexus gets started here for Stork. Off of the 6 gates. Okay, this is starting to become a little bit of a pattern. I think specifically this game, what I'm saying is it's been a little bit of a pattern lately. You know, these numbers fluctuate up and down. How many buildings you get before bases, it kind of has to do with the metagame and, of course, what your opponent is doing. If you have perfect scouting intel, you'll always do the perfect thing, and they will too, and it'll just be about hitting depots and pylons and critical masses and stuff like that, right? Like, obviously, you need to have the hidden vision to make the game as beautiful as it is, but it's been a little bit of a pattern popping up where people are going 6 gate again, which is, it's been a while because a good 5 or 6 factory push can knock out a Reaver 6 gate. But in this game, obviously, Stork was down here harassing. He sees what's up. It's like Goliaths are being made. A 3rd base is being made. So he doesn't need 8 gates here. In no world does he need 8 gates before that 4th base. So he makes a 4th and he makes the 5th. Now, this is actually where I think Stork shines above pretty much everyone else. And this includes Snow. You know, Snow is the best PvT player. We all are in agreement on that. But I think fundamentally, Stork is the strongest. And actually, that was kind of his nickname. He had the weirdest nickname ever in Korea, which was the Chief and Commander of No Weak Points. I'm sure it rolls off the tongue better if you are a fluent Korean speaker. But to put this into perspective and why that kind of makes sense, he has his fundamentals. That's where he wins games. He doesn't do anything flashy ever. He's actually like the slowest of the top pros as far as like APM goes, and the least flashy. But that's like the theory behind his play is god tier. It's better than almost everyone else. Like, I can easily watch Snow or Best or Bisu play a PvT and point out like a bunch of things where like, theoretically this isn't as good, and you know, maybe they win anyways because they're great players. But you look at the way Stork's playing this, he stopped on the 6 gates while harassing with the Reaver, got his 4th Nexus, and immediately went 5th. What am I always saying? When you get a 3rd, when you're on 3 bases Terran and your opponent takes a 5th, it forces an attack or it forces a 4th base. Now, Made here is doing this, I think, actually very well. He's taking some damage, sure. He's got pretty good defense set up, but look at the number of factories he's going up to. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's very aware of this situation, and this is something that is special about ladder players. And, you know, I definitely have mentioned that a lot of times on the channel where, you know, pros have kind of their own style, but ladder players bring this other thing that they have grinded into. And this is, I'm actually getting chills right now while I describe this, right? Stork, in theory, did the correct thing. He got a really fast 5th, faster than any other Protoss generally goes, but it's completely correct in theory in this position, okay? Made has recognized what's going on, and he's just pulling the trigger on a 3 base all-in. 10 factories is actually even uncommon. But if you're deciding to play like this, it makes sense. There's no reason not to do it. Like, he's skipping Starport, he's skipping additional upgrades. He's just gonna make a huge push and go. And the thing is, he can throw down a 4th during it, but like it's not like a macro continuation as much. It's kind of like, yeah, the game, all sorts of shit can happen in the game, and you want to have that 4th base going, but it's not like a dedicated, like, okay, we're getting the 4th at a really good timing at like 12 minutes and getting 2-1 upgrades. We're going to go to 3-2 in EMP. It's not like that. It's not like that. It's like he'll probably slip in a 4th while he's attacking because he can, and because the game might keep going on. All right, coming in with a ton of vultures. This is an interesting move when you're setting up a 10 factory timing attack, because you might end up losing a lot of vultures. And the thing is, it allows you to refill your supply with other units, but he's slowing down his actual attack timing. So he kills a fair amount there. He's not going to really find any more damage with these 3 vultures. Not likely. He is, you know, making Stork go out of position and chase. Looking back at Stork's base, High Templar's coming out. He has the double forge spinning. Let's check the upgrades. +1. So he's going to have 2-1 upgrades relatively soon. Kadarin Amulet coming up for his Psystorms, and he does have his 2nd Robo. So lots of shuttles in there as well. Excuse me. So yeah, and you can see this is probably where Made will eventually take his 4th, but he's going to push really strongly really soon. Now, 3 shuttles coming in. Really good defense here from Made. Oh, you only got 1 High Templar out of that shuttle. So this, the push timing is coming up right now. He's going to try to pick off some High Templars. That's amazingly good for Made. You can see why Made is #1 on the ladder right now. This is just high-quality play. Like, things have gone wrong for him for sure. But he's on 10 factory, 3 add-on, 3 base. He just blocked that 3 shuttle drop. This is the timing. Like, you will not get a better moment to win this game as Made. This is it. All right, Stork moves towards the center. Stork's army not looking super awesome. He is maxed. I'm wondering where it all is. He's only on 55 probes, so it should be really big. I guess a lot of it's in gateways right now, but drops out the storms on these. Oh my god, just gonna roll through these siege tanks. Made a little bit too quick, a little bit too disjointed here through the center. Made is actually, I mean, he's rolling through a big chunk of this army right now. And Stork, some missed pathing there, loses an extra, like, 4 goons basically for free. Made still with a very strong army coming forward. Ooh, Reaver's coming out, looking for those big shots. I think Stork is just going to have to give up this base. I don't think you have any real chance of holding that. He's got so many shuttles right now. Look at this, 6 shuttles. It's 12 supply in shuttles. But there's not a lot of anti-air here. Made is trying to build a couple turrets. I actually really like the way he's doing this. These are far enough out of position that they should be able to finish, even during a battle. And then he can kind of fall back to them. All right, ooh, very good Side Storm from Stork there. That was actually a pretty darn good bomb. He gets rid of quite a few. Ooh! And he actually does pull that mine. More units coming up from Made. He does have that additional command center, by the way, coming up. So he will have some continuation into this game as he's getting very low on minerals here. And so support 10 factories, 2 bases won't do it. All right, Stork trying to clear once again. I think this clear is a little bit fast, but I guess more units are coming up. So maybe he feels like he needs to at the moment. He's going to clear a couple more tanks. So yeah, only 3 tanks remain there, but 3 more coming up. Stork continuing to try to macro up really quickly. Decent probe saturation. Not too many there, very few here. So yeah, his probe count is low. 54 to 56 workers. It's like a really low worker game. You know, it's like the real numbers that you're looking for normally, although you do get a fair amount of games that look like this, but you kind of want mid-60s. 64, 66, something like that is like a really good number of workers in this matchup. This is a pretty good position for Made. Now look at this, a little bit of a counterattack going on. I do like what I see here from Stork. Just sending a little group, and this is actually forcing a lot of units to come down to clear this. And he should try to break this right before these units can get back, right? So buy time with this while you have units finishing in your gateways. Throw the storm. Ooh, really good storm. Really good storm. And in fact, oh my god, this thing might burn down. He just killed every SCV there. You can't even repair now. You got to bring more SCVs. Really superb here from Stork. And this has been a lot of units down here. So as Stork continues to macro up, he's going to have a better and better chance of potentially getting in here and wiping this out. But this is a great setup. Very difficult to clear. And the command center actually did end up falling. That's huge. I don't know why he's doing that. That's overkill. No real point there, but okay. Now, what Stork should do is probably try to break this now. If he's going to try to break this, like, you can continue to run around if you want. I think that's that is an option. So either run around more now or try to break it. So he's sending 4 shuttles out. And look at this. Made turns his army. He sees the 4 shuttles coming. So again, a lot of the things that would be reinforcements here, chasing down the other moves that Stork is making. And during this time, he is expanding again as well. So the 4 shuttles coming in. Has a few extra goons here as well, just bombing out. It's like Zealot Dragoon, so it's not really that good of a drop. There's no splash damage in here or anything. The rest of his army is actually coming around as well. So I like that he's actually made a very decisive choice here. Random DT. Would love to see him just cut through the center. A lot of mines here. I don't believe he has observer speed. Maybe you could pick that up from Sins. Oh, no, he does have observer speed. My bad. Okay, cutting off reinforcements here could be a great move. Oh, he's coming in from a funny angle. He's actually dropping a little bit ahead of time. His Archon's coming up. These Archons are actually pretty useful here. They're not going to get hit by the mines. They're pretty big, so the Siege Tank Splash can have a harder time. There's not that many Vultures to chew him up. So Stork finally removes this. I feel like Stork is just outmaneuvering Made overall. He really is. Really, really well done. And the fact that he got this base up during all of this is really one of the biggest keys. Getting that base number 6 up, really important. Would love to see just a few more probes there. But yeah, overall, looking pretty darn good for someone with the lower probe count that he has. Made here, it's getting tough. He actually is going to have to expand again because this base is running out. See, he's gone. This one's almost gone. Okay, he's got this base up. He actually needs to take this base. And it needs to turn into a slower push game towards the right side. I don't know if he's going to be able to do that because Stork has a ridiculous amount of supply right now. But that is what he's kind of aiming towards at the moment. Some good Side Storms come out here from Stork. This has actually been, yeah, this game's very close to over right now. Yeah, like basically as he kills these tanks, he's going to be able to kill all of these tanks just barely here, I think. Even with the reinforcements coming up. And as these get cleared, like that's pretty much game. You're not going to be able to come back with this low supply. I have to say, this was actually, so it's like, I believe right at the second Made is number 2 on the ladder. Going up against the old legend in Stork, who's really, really active at the moment. This was a really well-played and highly contested game from both sides. Like, obviously, both players are making mistakes. I don't mean to say anything against that. Like, they're not playing a perfect game for sure. But the theory behind the moves that they both made throughout were super, super top tier. Like, they're playing quote-unquote correctly, right? Like, they're giving themselves the best chances that they can considering what's happening in the game. And I think that is a way underrated skill. It's not just about out-microing your opponent, you know, or, you know, just using tempo to win or something. It's to give yourself the absolute best chance is a very difficult thing to do, and I think that they both really did that superbly well. Now, Stork is just kind of finishing him off. Obviously, the supply of Made here is abysmal. There's nothing left. Game will be GG'd in a second. He's trying to set up... Look, it's like 20, 80... He can build like 4 more Vultures. It's just not going to happen. Made not wanting to give up. What a great game that was. Let me know in the comments if you would agree with my assessment. Because I really do think that this was... They just both played in theory so well. I love Made's choice to go for the 10 factory push. I think that was... He was so on top of what would give him a decent chance. Because Stork just nailed his expansion timing so well. That if you try to play a macro game from there, it's like he is definitely getting the right side. But Made made it messy. He got this base. It was just Stork kind of out multitasked him down here. Anyways, guys, hope that you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.